Britney Spears just took the stand in Diddy's federal trial, and what she exposed could destroy the music industry as we know it. For the first time in her career, Britney isn't performing. She isn't posting cryptic captions, she's speaking under oath. And what she revealed inside that courtroom has the industry panicking. Because this wasn't just a trial about Diddy, it was about everything. The abuse, the manipulation, the cover-ups. And it all leads back to one night, the night before the 2007 VMAs. What was supposed to be a comeback performance was actually a setup. Britney says that party wasn't just drinks and celebrities, it was a trap. And the man who laid it? Diddy. This isn't tabloid drama. These are verbatim courtroom claims that paint a picture far darker than anyone imagined. The stories she told about being drugged, controlled, humiliated are being documented as part of federal testimony. And the scariest part? She says the people who ruined her career were all working together, from music execs to security teams to Diddy himself. Let's break down the full testimony and expose the machine that tried to destroy Britney Spears. This wasn't just a party, it was a trap. That's what Britney Spears told a federal courtroom when she took the stand in the explosive trial against Sean Diddy Combs. Her words weren't vague. They weren't emotional outbursts. They were chilling, calculated, and delivered with the kind of precision that only comes from someone who's been holding back for years. This was Britney's first time speaking, under oath about what happened the night before the 2007 VMAs, the night the world watched her spiral, the night tabloids turned her into a punchline. But according to Britney, that spiral wasn't her fault. It was engineered. And the architect? Diddy. She says the party at Pure nightclub wasn't just a hangout. It was a setup designed to humiliate her, disorient her, and ultimately justify everything that followed. The media attacks, the breakdown narrative, and the 13-year conservatorship that stole her freedom. The people who put her in that cage were all at that party. Some handed her drinks, others took notes. And Diddy? He watched. According to Britney, he knew exactly what was about to happen because he helped make it happen. Britney didn't waste time. She told the jury exactly when it started, the night before the 2007 MTV VMAs. A night that was supposed to mark her comeback turned into the beginning of her collapse. She said she was invited to a party at Pure nightclub in Las Vegas. It was hosted by Sean Diddy Combs. Everyone told her it was safe. Just celebrities, drinks, and good vibes. Nothing wild, nothing dangerous. But Britney said it felt off the moment she arrived. She planned to stay for 30 minutes, maybe sip a drink, say hi, then head back to rest for the biggest performance of her life. But then, someone handed her a glass of champagne. Diddy smiled and told her, "Just one. You'll be fine." According to Britney, that was the last thing she remembered clearly. Within minutes, the room blurred. Her thoughts slowed down. She saw lights, people laughing, flashes of cameras, and then nothing. The next morning, she woke up in her hotel room. But this wasn't a hangover. It was something darker, she said. "I felt heavy, like something had been done to me." She had no memory of how she got back, but she still had to perform. And that was exactly the point. What Britney described next wasn't just disturbing, it sounded ritualistic. She told the jury that the party at Pure wasn't a spontaneous gathering. It was orchestrated, controlled. Every person, every camera, every moment had a purpose. And according to her, she was the target. "He had already chosen me as the next sacrifice," Britney said. "And I didn't even know it." She described the club, lights flashing, celebrities everywhere, and Diddy gliding through the crowd like a king surveying his court. He wasn't wild or drunk, he was focused, watching her. "He kept offering me drinks. He kept an eye on me the whole night," she testified. And she wasn't alone. Several industry names were in that room, names Britney would later recognize from her darkest days under conservatorship. Robin Greenhill was there, silent, observing. According to Britney, Robin was the one who led her into the VIP area right before everything went dark. This wasn't a party. It was a setup, designed to discredit her, break her down, and pave the way for the control that would soon take over her life. And Diddy? He was in control of all of it. This is where things got even darker. Britney testified that the people at that party weren't just random industry insiders. They were the same people who later took control of her life. She pointed directly at Tristar Entertainment, the firm behind her conservatorship. She named Lou Taylor, the woman who publicly claimed to be her savior, and Robin Greenhill, the shadowy figure who always hovered nearby. "I didn't know their names then," Britney told the jury, "but I remembered their faces. And now I know exactly who they are." According to her, Robin Greenhill was the one who led her into the VIP lounge that night. Minutes later, Britney blacked out. Robin would later be named in Lil Rod's lawsuit as the person who handled wire transfers tied to Diddy's alleged trafficking ring. Britney claimed Robin was always there, at parties, at meetings, quietly pulling strings. "I trusted them," Britney said. But I wasn't protected. I was set up. That drink wasn't just a mistake. It was a trigger. And Britney now believes the entire event was part of a carefully planned operation, one that ended with her public breakdown and the beginning of her imprisonment. And the puppeteers? Lou, Robin, and Diddy. The next day, the world watched Britney Spears take the stage at the 2007 VMAs. But what they saw wasn't a comeback. It was a collapse. And according to Britney, it was exactly what they wanted. She told the jury she was disoriented, dizzy, and not herself. She hadn't recovered from the night before, but her team didn't care. They said the show must go on, that millions were watching, that I had to smile, dance, pretend I was okay, but I wasn't okay. And they knew it. In the dressing room, her requested outfit, gone, replaced with the now infamous glitter bra and black shorts. She protested. It didn't fit. She didn't feel right. Someone told her, just wear it. You're fine. She wasn't fine. When the lights hit and the music started, Britney froze. She tried to dance, she tried to perform, but nothing worked. I could barely move, she said. That disastrous performance was mocked by tabloids, ridiculed by fans, and used as the first strike in a narrative that would haunt her for years. She's out of control. But Britney says it wasn't an accident. It was engineered. And in the crowd that night, Diddy, watching, smiling. According to Britney, the days following the VMAs weren't about concern or care. They were about control. She testified that within weeks of the performance, her phone was blowing up, but not with support, with demands. Her father, Jamie Spears, a man named Larry, and a woman she barely knew at the time, Lou Taylor, were already talking about taking over her life. They said I was spiraling, that I needed structure. But that wasn't what they were giving me, Britney told the court. They were building a cage. She said Lou's voice was always calm, too calm. She didn't sound like someone trying to help. She sounded like someone who'd been waiting. Then came the evaluations, the rehab, the court filings. Britney said it all happened so fast she didn't realize what was going on until it was too late. And here's the most chilling part. Britney revealed she later found out that Lou Taylor had worked with Diddy. They came up through the same label, Uptown Records. I didn't just end up with the same people who destroyed me. I was handed to them. This wasn't a rescue plan. It was a business deal. This is where Britney's testimony shifted from shocking to chilling. She told the jury that once the conservatorship was in place, she didn't just lose her freedom. She lost her entire identity. Her money, controlled, her meds, forced, her every move, watched. They had cameras in every room, she said. Even in my bedroom. I wasn't allowed to shut the door. Britney claimed her Google searches were monitored. Her messages to her children, read in real time. If she looked up her own name too many times, her iPad would be locked. And behind it all, black box security, working hand in hand with TriStar, allegedly instructed by her father and Lou Taylor. Robin Greenhill, she said, even set up mirrored iCloud accounts to track everything. But it gets worse, Britney testified. That former employee, Alex Vlov, came forward and told her, they weren't just tracking you, they were recording you. They said the footage was for my safety, but I know what it really was: leverage, insurance, proof of my instability. She said one tape showed her breaking down during VMA rehearsals, saying she couldn't perform. That same footage was allegedly shown to lawyers as evidence that she needed to be controlled, not protected, silenced. If you thought it couldn't get darker, Britney wasn't done. She told the court that during her final months under the conservatorship, a whistleblower from TriStar contacted her anonymously. This person claimed they had seen something no one was supposed to: raw, uncut security footage from the night of September 8, 2007 at Diddy's party. Footage Britney was told didn't exist, but they lied, she said. And I saw it. She described the tape in detail. In it, she's dancing briefly, then shown being handed a drink by a man in a gray suit, a man she later identified in a photo as one of Diddy's close assistants. Moments later, she starts to stumble, then sits disoriented. A group of men surrounds her. Then the tape cuts. Britney says that tape never went to hotel security. It went straight to Diddy. Even worse, the whistleblower told her TriStar had dozens of similar recordings, not just of Britney, but of other artists, other girls, other parties. They called them insurance reels, Britney testified. Footage they kept, for leverage, for silence. She paused. They didn't destroy those tapes. They stored them like trophies. And Diddy, she said he had access to all of it, just when the courtroom thought it had heard everything. Britney reached into her pocket. She pulled out a folded, handwritten letter, visibly worn, edges creased like it had been opened and closed 100 times. She told the court she wrote it back in 2009, but was never allowed to send it. I wrote this to Diddy, she said. I was 27. I didn't understand how someone I barely knew could have had such a big role in ruining my life. And then, she read it out loud. I hope it was worth it, whatever they promised you, because you helped them hurt me. I don't know if you'll ever admit it, but I know you did. I saw it in your face the night you toasted me before the VMAs. You knew I was being set up, and you smiled. The room went still. Even Diddy didn't move. She folded the letter, placed it back in her pocket, and said, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm doing this because I want my kids to know the truth. I want them to know their mother wasn't a failure. She was framed. That moment wasn't just testimony. It was revenge. As Britney stepped down from the stand, the courtroom didn't breathe. She had just laid out a story that went far beyond personal trauma. This was a blueprint for how the industry silences, controls, and destroys. And at the center of it all, Diddy. She accused him of more than just giving her a drink. She painted him as the architect of a machine that filmed, manipulated, and blackmailed stars until they were broken or silenced. I didn't break down, she said. I was taken down. Britney claimed she lost $100 million, her kids, her freedom, all while Diddy and his allies watched from the shadows. The conservatorship wasn't a response to her instability. It was a result of a carefully engineered collapse. And when she tried to scream, they used her own footage as evidence to lock her away. Now ask yourself this. What if the meltdown we all laughed at was actually a setup? What if the man we thought was just a party host was the puppet master behind the curtain? This wasn't a story about Britney falling apart. It was about how far the industry will go to control a woman who refuses to stay quiet. And this time, she didn't stay quiet.